Hey everyone, it's your girl Hita and welcome back to another episode of HitaTalk. This time we are episode number 5, so we've made it to a whole hand. Thank you for continuing to subscribe and watch. This time we are ventured off to the other side of the Twin Cities, inside the humble abode of creative and talented artist Chirch The Dirty Thought. So tune in to hear us jam out and battle on the keys, and then sit down to chat a little bit about their musical background. Come on in and let's go. Joining me today on HitaTalk is a good friend and very talented artist, musician, Dominic Mullen of Chirch The Dirty Thought. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me on the show. This is huge for me.
I thought it would be cool, potentially amusing for our guests watching, to battle it out. I want you to show off your skills. I'll show off my skills, and we'll let the audience decide who wins.
Hey, that's how we're battling?
Like a battle. We're going to battle.
Like it's a dance battle, you get a quick little song. Okay.
That I got you covered no matter what, but you have a chance on the keys.
All right, cool. I dig it.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dominic Mullen of Chirch The Dirty Thought.
Wait, was that the best 15? I'm still going, okay.
Okay, no, it's okay, I got it. I'll take it from here. Dang, that was a good start.
I'm gonna get out of your way.
Middle seat. That is watching today and celebrating a birthday. That is my ballad to you.
Right.
What you got?
I don't know how to play it.
Whatever it is.
Actually, I kind of don't know where I am now that I left the song.
Might beat this song. Release. I think you probably won this round.
Actually, I didn't. You killed me on the second.
All right, we'll call it truce. Even?
Yeah, there we go.
Word.
It's a tie.
But you honestly, you have awesome skills. Do you want to play us a little something, whether if it's from your EP or upcoming album or one of your favorite songs?
Wake Up.
Okay.
The people call me Charlie Sheen. You can't tell me God doesn't like me. I'm likely the luckiest guy in the world. I used to call, she'd hardly speak, but what a shock, just got home from Big Top. She approached me, my groceries dropped. Oh my God, it's my girl. After the way I lie, could this be? Cause I see in her eyes she missed me. So I'm like a whistle blind, please give me a chance to make she shushed me. She leans in to kiss me. Am I dreaming? Pinch me, either way, kiss away. Let's make up. But all she did was say, wake up. That's the girl's part.
Woo!
I just need a little peace, if only in my dreams, but they were telling me to. I can't let go of you, cause I'm holding on to a dream, the only place I see you.
I think that was pretty fun. We called truce on the battle, but I secretly think you won. For sure on the singing. I'm good on a note once in a while, but ladies and gentlemen, that is just a taste of what Dominic and from Chirch The Dirty Thought and what he can do, so stay tuned for more. Well, now that we've had a chance to battle it out, we're going to sit down and get to know Dominic a little bit more and who Chirch and The Dirty Thought is.
I think my mom bought me a keyboard when I was 16.
Okay, so like high school.
Yeah, that was the first time I ever actually started learning the keyboard. I started singing about the same age as well.
Okay.
And for whatever reason, I had an interest in it at that point. I think I had an interest for about a year, and then after she got me the keyboard, I was able to kind of be in my room by myself and just kind of experiment with stuff.
Did you grow up here? Like, are you from the Twin Cities originally?
Yeah, born and raised, South Minneapolis.
In South Minneapolis, born and raised. Okay.
At the playground is where I spent most of my days.
He literally was shooting hoops.
Yeah, it
playing
was.
b-ball because you thought you were so cool.
Yeah, and shooting some b-ball outside of
the rest of that song. Oh man. So you're from South Minneapolis. High school around here and everything.
I went to high school at Edison, which is in northeast Minneapolis. But I got in through a magnet program.
Okay.
Education. So I was actually considering being a teacher before I ever thought of becoming a musician.
Seriously, so you literally have, I am baffled from how you got to music, but sports to education interests to, obviously now this is like your passion, but that is quite the journey.
I was more or less, I don't want to say forced, but I was strongly compelled to do so.
Okay.
By my mom and the pastor of my church at that time. I was young enough to be adventurous, and I was old enough to be respectful to the request to start learning music. And as it turned out, it worked out very well for me.
Got a little sweetheart right here who's probably rooting for you too.
Yeah, and he wouldn't be here if I weren't a musician, because I spooned my wife with my angelic voice.
Ooh, I can see that. I can see that.
Not the case. Not the case. But
that's funny.
In my mind, it could have gone that way.
Who is Chirch? What is the Dirty Thought? Let's define them. Let's figure out what all of that really means.
Church is where I found music. It's where I was introduced to music. I always enjoyed the musical part of church so much. I would love to go just to hear the music, even though I didn't do it myself. In terms of the genre, it's a bit of, got a little R&B, got a little soul, a little funk, a little rock and roll. It's quite a bit of an infusion of different genres, so it's eclectic.
So Church with an I, explain that, and then who is the Dirty Thought? What is the Dirty Thought? A dirty thought. I mean, a lot of us think gutter, but it's really not.
In terms of the red eye, that's where the spiritual side of me began to come out, and that was pretty late in life. I was in my 20s by the time, prior to that, when I decided I wanted to become an artist.
Yep.
I stuck with church, just as it is usually spelled, because of church being where I found music.
Okay.
The I came in when I became more spiritually grounded, I should say. And so the I, number one, is there because I realized that my spirituality is very much an individual walk.
Okay.
I learned that, my connection with God is something that has to be outside of just my church or my pastor, my leader. It's a very individual situation. The red came in when I became a more spiritual person. The red does signify, me feeling as though I'm covered by God's love. More specifically, God loved the world through the bloodshed of Jesus. Mm-hmm. So I think of myself as an individual covered. You know what I mean? Okay.
That's deep. Wow.
Well, yeah. So that's where that all comes from. So the Dirty Thought is it's the humanizing side that everybody deals with.
Yeah.
You know, whether drug addiction or self-esteem issues or sex addiction or whatever it is.
Sure.
And it's a disclaimer to just let the world know this stuff may or may not be wholesome to you as a listener, but it's very deep and it's very much from my heart and from my mind, and I'm still covered. The eye is still red and God still loves me anyway.
So who's part of the Dirty Thought? Because you don't perform alone. You have very talented, very rhythmic people on stage with you. They kind of revolve in and out. So talk a little bit about who's part of it.
Okay. In terms of music, you know, I think of myself as Church, and The Dirty Thought is the name of the band. You know what I mean? And it's kind of like, it's hard to tell my story without the dirty thought.
Right.
Right? Just literally and figuratively, I need my band.
They're your backers.
They help tell the story. You know what I mean?
If you were to go back based on your obstacles, or let me ask you this: like, what kind of obstacles have you faced? Whether if it's an individual artist or managing the band.
Okay. Well, the obstacles began right away. You know, music business is a very cutthroat situation.
Yeah.
When I was 19, I was invited to Atlanta off of a video that was seen of me playing piano and singing. I was invited to Atlanta to go open up for an Usher performance.
Like Usher the singer?
Like Usher the singer.
Like, big deal.
I wound up kind of in business with some people, and to make a long story short, I was young, I was naive, I had no lawyer, I had no money, I didn't really have anything. I was down there and just using all their equipment, all their practice rooms, everything, and didn't realize how coiled I was getting into like that.
Oh shoot.
Yeah, so
the financial aspect is rough.
Yeah, it's very rough. So, you know, if I can go back and change the way that I did things in the beginning, I probably, well, I mean, if I can go back with the same knowledge that I've got now, I never would have gone to Atlanta.
Okay.
Instead, I would have focused on school, and I would have gotten like a job that pays really well so that I could stack up and just pay for everything myself.
Yeah. Working with you and Tessa, obviously, I've had that privilege and honor, but learning more about behind the scenes, a lot of independent artists start out on stage. You guys didn't.
That's true. When I decided to, you know, branch out, you know, because prior to all this stuff, I was more on the lines of doing things in the background for everybody else. But when I finally decided to break out as an artist, I just went straight to the studio.
Okay.
You know, I had a little money, and I decided I'm gonna spend all this stuff recording, and then I'm gonna come out with an album, and you know, and if I could go back, and some people have done it that way and have probably found success, if I can go back, I definitely would perform first.
Oh.
You learn what the audience likes, you learn what they don't like, you learn, you know, just based on their responses to the things that you're doing. Mm-hmm. You develop a fan base so that by the time you actually finish an album, it's highly anticipated.
Yeah.
So for me, it's like I've got this album, but nobody knows what's on it.
Because you hit the studio first.
I hit the studio first, exactly.
Any other advice you have for aspiring independent artists or anybody maybe in the entertainment world? Work-life balance. I know you have family. You can talk about that. You can talk about the creation of your writing. I can sit here all day.
I think off top, and this is, you know, this is coming from kind of probably an angry place, to be honest with you.
Hey, that's
exposing the dirty thought.
The dirty thought is right here on HitaTalk.
So here it is. Right now, the thought is kind of an anger, or maybe just a disappointment with the course that I see the music industry in right now, where a lot of singers don't sing at their concerts. You know what I mean?
Like they lip sync? Or would they play a track and
they
sing over it?
Well, I don't have a problem with playing a track and you're singing.
Okay.
I'm literally talking about singing along with your own voice.
Okay.
So that the audience doesn't really get to hear you.
Yeah.
They get to hear the recorded you.
Yeah.
The part that's probably been doctored up and all that, you know. So for me, it's like for young aspiring artists, I would strongly recommend, you know, be a real artist, you know, stick to your guns,
Let people
and
see
sing
it.
what's really from your heart. If you're just here to be an entertainer, that's a different thing. Because entertainers, they do whatever on stage just to put a smile on people's face.
Yep.
But if you want the title artist, be one and really connect with your audience when you perform.
Well, what are you working on? What is coming up? I know that you were in studio not too long ago. Is there something in the works? Are you guys performing any shows?
We've got a new set of people, and when I say people, I don't mean we're switching out like singers and band members, but on the business end of things.
Okay.
Tessa's gotten us connected with, Tessa's our manager, by the way. She's gotten us connected with some people that are very enthusiastic and helping us with advancing and making some connections outside of Minnesota and even outside of the country.
I think that's huge. I mean, it's all about growth, personally, group, and then on a business standpoint. And I can go on and on about that. So we probably won't see that on the forefront, but it'll help you guys probably build a stronger name and brand. And,
No, for sure, absolutely.
so if you don't have anything on the books in the next month or so, maybe people can, I don't know, go to a website or something and book you, or seek out how they can hear more about your music. So where can people learn more about you guys?
Well, we've got chirchandthedirtythought.com.
Okay.
It makes it just as easy as could be. Check us out on Facebook.
Okay.
Chirch the Dirty Thought. So, and we love to hear feedback from everybody.
Cool.
It does help shape our performance. We love to be interactive with the audience.
And people can actually get a little snippet of some of the songs you've done in the past on your SoundCloud. You got a free downloadable single. Is it Soar?
Yes.
It is.
That's right.
I thought you were going to play that earlier, but you played Wake Up, and I like that. Well, I thank you for sitting and chatting with us, but we're not done, because Parker, guess what? It's time for HitaTalk trivia. I'm working on like a little ding or some sort of sound. Okay, so this funk rock, I want you to see the answer.
I already did.
Jazzy artist, I can't even read my own writing, from the early 2000s, released the single Love, which spent 22 weeks in the Billboard Hot 100 charts.
That's easy.
Okay.
That's gotta be Music Soul Child.
Music Soul Child. I had to start you off kind of easy. I actually had to look that fact up. But you are correct. He's actually one of your, like, you really like his music.
I really love his music. He has inspired the way that I write.
Nice.
Because he's so deep lyrically. If you don't, I mean, here's the thing. I love it when I can enjoy the music and I enjoy what I'm hearing. You know what I mean? Like the lyrics of it. It's, I don't know, to me it's a trifecta. He's got a great voice, he's got a great music, and he's got great lyrics, and you put it all together and you got...
Well, I know someone that has a great voice, great lyrics, and great music. So if you like Music Soul Child, you're gonna like this guy. I'll stop tooting your horn. Have you ever seen the show Don't Forget the Lyrics, or have you heard of it?
Yeah.
Song, I sing some lyrics, saying whatever, and then you have to finish it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna totally hit you with that. Okay. Alright, so this is like a Don't Forget the Lyrics HitaTalk version.
You have to sing it though.
I don't even know
Don't just talk it.
I don't even know what tune this is in.
No.
You're gonna get this right away. Dang, I did not make this very easy or hard. Maybe you're just like my father, 2-4. Maybe you're like my mother. She's never satisfied. What's the rest? Sweating over here.
Oh my God.
She's never satisfied.
Like each other, this is what it sounds like when the doves cry. Yeah, doves cry. Okay.
You could be laughing because you were on the spot, or laughing at my awesome skills.
I'm terrible with lyrics, just so you know. You can tell I muddied up some of them.
So that's from Prince, obviously, from the 1984 album. Dang, it's going back to some years ago. Okay, the lyrics are, trying to make each other stay. We can buy a mansion
Oh, come on.
with the change we've made. What's the rest of it?
But it never will let up to love until the days that our differences don't mean I'm not going there.
Chase after the heartbeat, no less today than the days of first.
I can go forever.
So that is a Chirch the Dirty Thought original. Just thought I'd throw a little spiral in there to see if you can figure out your own. So this isn't a trivia question, but when you're not writing and performing on stage, what else do you do? Obviously, I see one example right here, but hobbies or things that make up who you are.
There's nothing I love more than just being with my family. Family time is like super cool for me.
That speaks a lot, I think, too. I think work-life balance is something that a lot of people can do more of and being better about. And obviously, keeping it in the family has been huge, and I've seen a lot of it. If anybody goes onto the Facebook page and checks out Music Monday on your Facebook fan page, they'll see that sometimes family is integrated in there. Well, thanks again for allowing us to come into your home and chatting with us. You guys, please subscribe to HitaTalk down below. It's over here in this genre. And then check out more about Dominic, his family, and of course Chirch the Dirty Thought on their website. We'll post all of those links. And until next time, take care.
Peace. Say bye, Parker.